Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Accidental Beauty. If you're new, welcome. My name is Laura. I'm a self-taught makeup enthusiast who absolutely loves just glowy but full coverage makeup, and that's what we're going to be talking about today because that perfectly embodies the brand and the makeup artist Danessa Myricks. I have two products from her brand that I'm so excited to try out. So I've got the Prism FX Hydrating Lotion in the shade Peach and the Vision Cream Cover Foundation Concealer in the shade 3. I'm wearing both of these on my face today, so if you want to see my first impression, review, unboxing, all of that, then please keep on watching. So the look that I'm wearing now, I'm actually testing out like a bunch of products, these ones included. So I didn't really get a full sense of like the range of these products. So I'm going to show a clip of me applying them and just kind of talking about my first impressions. And then the second half of this video, I'm going to apply these together. I'm going to try them out a few different ways, see what works, and then we'll have my full review at the end of the video. And I'll put timestamps below so you can kind of follow along or check out the parts that you're interested in. Hope that makes sense. All right, so time to unbox. I am so excited. I actually got this stuff probably like almost a year ago from Beautylish, and it was just sitting because I ordered too much makeup last summer, and I'm like finally getting through all of it and just doing review videos because I really want to like try it out and just post my experiences. So I'm going to be unboxing these products. I'm very, very excited to try them out. Super excited to try out this brand. And I'm so thrilled for her and her brand that she's carried in Sephora. I think that's huge. And that means her products are more accessible. So that's also awesome. All right, so let's open this up. Okay. This is cool. I think this is new. It's like a box within a box. So open it up. Nice embossed Beautylish logo. I guess that's how they're sending things out now. So, ooh, okay, we got some samples in here. I don't think Beautylish used to do that. So I have a Clarify and Cleanse bar from Good Molecules. I've always wanted to try this brand, so that's super cool. Thanks for sending that. And then we've got our products. I think I just ordered the two, right? Yes. Okay, so we've got the Prism FX Hydrating Lotion. This is kind of like a glow primer thing. And then we have the Vision Cream Cover. This is like a foundation and concealer in one. I got the shade N03 Neutral. Oh, and the Prism FX Hydrating Lotion is in the shade Peach. So I really hope these colors work on me because color matching was really, really difficult. So actually this foundation and concealer I'm just going to be using today as concealer because I'm trying out a whole bunch of products today. All right, so I'm just going to open up this Prism FX Hydrating Lotion. This packaging is stunning. The only thing is like these are really small. I didn't realize how small they'd be. And I know you only need to use a little bit, but it's just very like for the price, it's expensive. This is so pretty. So this is what it looks like. Not amazing at all these techniques, but I want to try out some more like artsy, advanced techniques. So I'm going to do that thing that some makeup artists do, including Danessa Myricks, where I'm going to basically like highlight and then put on my foundation and hope that some of this product shines through. I'm not going to apply it all over my face, just on the high points. So I'm just going to squirt some of this on my hand. Let's just zoom in so you can actually see. Maybe I'll turn down my lights just a little bit. Okay.
One eternity later.
All right, so that's one pump. And then that way, if some of it mixes into my foundation, I can get kind of that like radiant glow. I don't know, is it showing up on camera? Yeah, I guess it's showing up. Maybe, let's see if I tap it in with my fingers. Yeah, I think the sponge is absorbing it a bit too much. You know what, on like non-makeup days or on days where I'm not wearing a complexion product, This by itself would be really, really pretty. Now I guess I'm just gonna cover that all up. All right, so I'm gonna do my foundation with a different product and then I'll come back and we'll talk about the Vision Cream Cover Foundation Concealer. All right, so I just put on my foundation, which is a different brand, and now I'm gonna go back to the Vision Cream Cover as I was mentioning. And as I said, I'm trying out shade 03. I've looked on the website, which had very confusing and misleading photos. One thing that I really wish Danessa Myricks as a brand would do is just provide better swatches and just a way that you can pick your shade online. Now that they're in Sephora, I guess you can go in and color match yourself or ask a staff member to help color match you, because it was really difficult. I looked at probably every single review video on this product from people who are around my skin tone to try and choose the best match for me. If I go a little light, that's okay because I'm looking very ghostly today. And I think I'd rather go too light than too dark because I can always kind of like bronze my face or use a setting powder or a powder foundation to kind of balance out my skin tone. If I go too dark, then I feel like it's harder to come back from that. So let's open this up. Ooh, very nice. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see, this is the color. It looks very yellow tone though. I do have golden undertones, but this seems very yellow. Let's try this out. I know you need very, very little. Danessa Myricks herself uses maybe a pump of this, if that, because a little goes a very long way. I hear it's very, very full coverage, so I'm gonna try and use half a pump because I'm just doing under my eyes. Okay, that's about half or a quarter of a pump. I don't know if you can even see it there. Color-wise, I think this is going to be okay. It might be a hair dark, but we will see. So I'm just going to brush this on, and then I think I'm going to use a sponge to blend it in. Ooh, okay. It's very golden, and I think it's a little dark, especially using it as concealer. Really hope that my setting powder is tinted. So this looks a little silly. Oh wow, this is full coverage though. It's full coverage, but it's very light. Okay, actually once I blend it in, it doesn't look too bad. Wow, that is full coverage. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can just kind of blend it a little lower to try and blend this out with my foundation so it doesn't look super, super weird that the colors are not the same. I definitely think I could have gone a shade lighter. Whoa, that is a beautiful finish. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing some separation happen on my nose, but that is not the concealer foundation. It just sits beautifully on the skin. Look at how smooth and flawless that is. And you can still see a bit of dewiness underneath. Wow, that is beautiful. Ooh, I was actually gonna use it to carve out my brows a little bit. Okay, I'll take a little bit more. Yeah, a little definitely goes a long way with this. I feel like this is definitely a special event kind of foundation. I mean, you could use it as an everyday foundation. It's beautiful. It's pricey. It looks so pretty. Okay, never mind what I said. I would wear this as an everyday foundation. Honestly, it does look very full coverage, but you can still see, I don't understand. You can still see my skin underneath. It looks like skin, but any kind of imperfections, it just blurs it so nicely, which could be also my primer and stuff underneath. It looks beautiful. Wow. Those are the two Danessa Myricks products that I have. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face and show you the final look. Okay, so from my first impressions, but I will be doing a full review and trying these out for a more extended period. So using this Prism FX hydrating lotion, I wasn't super impressed. I feel like when you're using such a full coverage product, I don't think this can really go underneath and actually show up and do anything. Now, I do look very glowy, but I don't know if that's from this. I don't know if it's from any of the other products that I have on. So this really didn't impress me. I'm going to give it an initial 3 out of 5. I don't know what it did. It is very pretty though. Next time I'm definitely going to try mixing it into the Vision Cream Cover or really any other products. And maybe I might try applying this over top as a highlight to see if that works because it's such a stunning color. Now the Vision Cream Cover, this might be the best foundation I've ever tried, and I was using this as concealer, and it's cool that it works actually as both. Color-wise, not the most amazing color match, although it's not a bad match for my summer color, but I probably would have gone one shade lighter personally. So the color matching section on the website definitely needs to be improved, but the product itself, absolutely amazing. I wish it came in a bigger bottle because you only get 15 mils or 0.53 fluid ounces. Yeah, just about half of a standard foundation. Granted, you don't need very much, but it just would be nice to get more. Maybe I'm being greedy, I don't know. So I feel like I'm probably gonna like rush in this because it's also not very cheap, but best foundation I've ever tried, first impression. So I'm gonna give this an 11 out of 5, really enjoyed it. This one, I'm not sure, I'm gonna play around with it a bit more later. I think it's actually about a year after I started filming this video, but I've been using this foundation and sort of highlighting primer thing for a while now. As I mentioned, I don't really use this foundation every day, even though it's beautiful. Like, I just feel like I have to ration it, which is kind of stupid. I should use it more often because it's really, really pretty. Although the shade isn't quite right for me. Okay, just moisturizing my face right now. All right, the thing is, day to day, I would wear sunscreen underneath any product if I was going out. But every sunscreen seems to break down my foundation, and I don't know if that's because my sunscreen is like too old or if that's just the nature of sunscreen. So if you guys have any tips, I would love to hear them because I hate just like, you know, having a flawless face and then like within a couple hours it like already starts to like break down and look kind of like cakey. I don't know, it's hard to describe. I've been experimenting with this foundation and primer for a while. You know what? The primer is actually starting to grow on me. I've been trying it out a few different ways. I have been wearing it just on its own, like sort of as like a natural highlight glow from within sort of thing. It looks beautiful like that. I also mix it into foundations like pretty regularly. I've been starting to do that. I've been starting to take kind of like these type of peachy-ish rose gold kind of liquid highlighters and mixing them into my foundation to try and make them look a little bit more luminous, a little bit more glowy, and I have been really enjoying that. It doesn't last throughout the day. I'm still trying to figure out how to get that glow all day, but it looks really nice when you put it on for the first few hours of wear. This foundation, still love it, it's beautiful. So I'm going to show you like kind of how I've been applying this product. We'll just do a little tutorial, I guess. We'll just zoom in. All right, that should be enough. This is very, very bright. I've got natural light and it's like messing up, I think, everything. So I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. Let's see if that's better. Okay, yeah, that looks a little bit better. So again, I'm just gonna take like a little bit. Again, you really don't need much with this, and I'm gonna be mixing other things in here. So let's take the the hydrating lotion, the Prism FX. Like if I want a really, really glowy highlight or something like that, this isn't the product to use. I feel like, I mean, it is a primer, but like it looks like it can also be used as a highlight. It's not as intense as it looks in the bottle, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this. Oh, that was too much. Okay, we'll work with this. And I've also been adding some oil into my foundations, especially because I am pretty dry, and Danessa Myricks does that quite a bit. So I use the Josie Maran 100% pure argan oil, but use any one you want. This is also really, really great for my skin. I'm just gonna use one drop of that. I've got eczema, so my skin is just always like dry and flaky, it feels like. So my skin has been really loving that. So I'm just gonna mix those in on my like little improvised palette here. This is quite thick, so I'm going to, I kind of go back and forth between using a sponge and a brush to blend things out. Right now I've been back to brushes, so I like this type of sort of flat topped, it's not really a kabuki brush, but like this type of brush. Really, really like that for foundation. So I'm just gonna kind of spread that around my face. And I don't want it to be super, super, super full coverage. So let's see if I can kind of blend this out to like a nice sort of like medium-ish coverage. I don't know. Sometimes I want a really full coverage look, and then sometimes I'm okay with a little bit less coverage. I just kind of want to even out, you know, my skin tone and everything. Because I feel like I have a lot of like, not blemishes, but just like, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. Like, I guess like uneven skin tone. All right, so we're not getting too much glow, so I'm going to have to add some more after, I think. I think I'm going to go back over a sponge. I did get some glow. Okay, that looks really, really pretty actually. So just to show you, I'm just going to use this Prism FX hydrating lotion thing. I don't really know if I'd call it hydrating. Anyways, I'm just going to apply some as highlighter to try and show you that like it looks really intense when you put it on. And my lights obviously are washing this out, but take my word for it. It looks really intense, and then you blend it out and it's like a lot more subtle, which normally I'm not looking for. Like, I mean, it is reflective. It's just not as intense as I would like. And also like I would want more of that like peachiness to show through, and it doesn't really. It just sort of blends out to like sort of a more neutral kind of reflective white gold color. It does give you that luminosity, so I will give it that. I don't think I would repurchase this kind of product. I feel like I could use a liquid highlighter and get the same effect. I'm like really going all over the high points of my face, and I really want to look glowy. I'm just tapping it out with my fingers, and then I'm going to go over this with a sponge, I think. Just lightly, just kind of pressing that into the skin. Okay, there we go. Now I've got some luminosity. I think that's really, really pretty. Just trying to experiment with different makeup techniques on here. I feel like for a while makeup was kind of just one thing, and I love that, you know, there's so many different makeup artists out there and so many different techniques, especially with TikTok, that, you know, people are experimenting with, and I think that's really awesome. So because this is also a concealer, I'm going to use it as that. I feel like this video is just about this brand, so might as well just use those products. I feel like I always forget to bring my foundation all the way down to my face, and now you can see that my face doesn't match my neck, so I might have to just bring this all the way down my neck. Okay, so here's the thing about these products is they're super, super glowy, as you can maybe see if my lights aren't washing it out. But I need to set my under eyes. Normally when I'm wearing very glowy complexion products, I don't like to set my face too much. I'm finding as I get older, I really need to set my under eyes. So I think I'm just going to do that. Try and focus the powder just over here and leave everything else as it is. It might crease a bit in my smile lines and my forehead. Oh, I might bring it up to my forehead a little bit too, but I do want to keep a lot of this luminosity. So I'm going to try and leave it as it is. I'm just going to use like just a very thin layer. So I like to really press that powder in, but I'm really not using too much, and I'm just focusing it directly under the, like in the under eye area. I also want to keep just like the texture mostly the same. I don't want it to look like, you know, all of a sudden it's like matte under my eyes and then everything else is glowy. So I really just want to focus that right there if I can. This is what I got now. I do have another powder that I'm going to test out another time, but I want to dedicate a separate video to that. So I'm just showing you kind of like what I typically do. So just to show you, this is what it's looking like. Still very luminous, but just, you know, I need to set those under eyes. Yeah, so that's basically what I do, and then obviously finish up the rest of my face. But just to show you complexion products, that's kind of how I've been using these two together. Obviously, sometimes I'll use, you know, just the Vision Cream cover on its own, or just the Prism FX on its own, but this is how I use both of these together, and, you know, really like the effect. And you can build up the foundation more if you want. I also tried putting the Prism FX like all over my face underneath foundation and then putting foundation on top. Personally, I didn't feel like it did a whole lot. I feel like it's almost better to just, you know, mix it in with the foundation and then I'll add a bit over top. That's how I found it works best for me. You know, I'm not a professional makeup artist, so maybe I'm doing something wrong, but anyways, yeah, and I think this looks really, really lovely, dewy, luminous. I also have dry skin, keep in mind, so like I am adding a lot of like oil and glow and stuff because, you know, my skin is so dry. So if you are oily, like you could probably, you know, skip the oil, skip the Prism FX, like, and, you know, within like a few hours or whatever, you'll probably just naturally get this effect. But yeah, that's what I've found works for me with my sort of dry combination, but mostly dry skin. I have eczema prone skin as well. I don't really find any issues with these products sitting on top of my eczema prone skin, other than if I'm having a flare and I've got a lot of flaky dry skin, like nothing is going to cover that. It's just you're going to see, like normally I get a patch over here, you'll see like a ring of a dry skin patch. Not a whole lot I can do, which is why I've been adding oil to a lot of my foundations and also, prepping my skin beforehand. But really just trying to make sure that the skin is hydrated and lots of like nourishing oils and stuff to try and minimize all of that dry flaky skin. Oh, I'll also just update that so my rating has changed. So the Vision Cream Cover, I'm going to keep my rating of 11 out of 5. Really, really nice. Like one of the best formulas I think I've ever tried. And the Prism FX Hydrating Lotion, I've had to play around with it a lot. It's definitely not the type of formula or product really that I typically gravitate towards. It is really nice. I don't think I would repurchase personally because it's not really my thing. And I've got some other like liquid highlighters in my collection that give a bit more glow. It kind of does the same thing for cheaper or about the same price. Plus I can use them as a highlighter, or I can kind of use them as like sort of like a adding more glowiness to a complexion product. So I think this is good. It's personally not my favorite. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 because like it, even though it's not really something I gravitate towards, it's not bad. I just wish there was a bit more glow to it. Especially when it calls itself like Prism FX, I kind of expect more reflectiveness. It actually would be really cool if this was kind of like, I mean, I guess it is almost duochromy, but like I'd love to see that sort of amped up a bit more. And now let's just go to the conclusion. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, if you've tried these products before or if you've tried other products from Danessa Myricks. Now she's available in Sephora, so I can actually see her products in person and color match myself a bit better. I love this brand. I love Danessa Myricks as an artist. I think she's so brilliant, so talented, and just deserves so much recognition for the work that she does. Also, she is Black, so this is a Black-owned brand, and definitely support those and support this brand for sure. Like just top-notch artistry and top-notch quality from what I've tried so far. And yeah, I really want to try more things from this brand. If you like the type of looks that I do here on this channel, I'm sure you'll enjoy the content that I post on my other social media. So I'd love it if you could give me a follow there. I've got links in the description box below. And if you enjoy the content that I post here on my channel and you want to see more, I'd love it if you could subscribe and turn on notifications, and that way you'll get updated every time I post a new video, and I'll see you guys next time.